Well, that worked. Well, guys, welcome back to Bass Fishing TV, and today we have a video. And it's going to be my top 5 favorite baits of 2018. Mainly what I used, which is not what a lot of people use, to be a compact flipping jig. I used a smaller size jig. This is a Strike King Bitsy Bug right here, just a smaller size jig. And it worked really well for me, got me a lot of bites. This particular jig I didn't catch many fish on, but a jig that I did have a lot of success on was Booyah's Boo Jigs. The only thing I have to complain about this jig in particular, the Booyah Boo Jig, is the light wire hook. If you're fishing heavy cover, I would go with something like this right here, this is the Bitsy Bug mini flip jig instead of the Bitsy Bug, straight up, because the Bitsy Bug regular one has a thinner gauge hook. I don't know if you can really see that, but it has a beefy hook compared to that right there. So obviously you can tell that you're probably going to stay hooked up more with this jig in heavy cover than you are in this jig. But I did have a lot of success off the Bitsy Bug last year. So number 2 is definitely going to have to be a square bill crankbait. Now, if you guys don't know, a square bill crankbait is one of the best ways to trigger a reaction strike in spring, summer, fall. Not really in winter because, bass are lethargic and they lay on the bottom all stinking sea. In my personal preference, I would go with a shad color that has a little bit of chartreuse in it, something that stands out from the crowd. So if you throw it in a school of shad, this is going to stand out. The bass are going to strike on this more often than they would a straight up, shad color. Now this is a 2.5, this is a 1.5. You really just want to pick what you're going to use depending on the forage size. But you can trigger more, well, not more, but bigger bites with this jig, with this square bill crankbait right here. I caught a lot of fish on a wacky rig last year using finesse worms. Now a lot of people use Senkos, they use bigger style worms, but I like using finesse worms on my wacky rig with a slightly smaller hook than what you would see most people use them. So a lot of people like throwing these, which is Senko. Everybody knows what a Senko is. That's a big bite baits. They just call it a stick. But anyway, BioSpawn's Exo Stick, I think it's called. No, Plasma Tail. The Exo Stick does good too, but those work really good. And any kind of finesse worm. These are swamp crawlers in watermelon red for, cleaner water. That red bug really does good in any water clarity. I caught huge fish on it last year. Red bug was just my absolute killer last year. It worked all the time, anytime I wanted to use it. I caught all kinds of fish, smallmouth, largemouth, spotted bass, anything will munch that color. Number 4 is going to be, I already know what it's going to be, a crawl. Any kind of crawl, Texas rig, preferably. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but if you just put a straight up crawl on a shaky head, it works wonders. If you guys are fishing a lake where people just fish jigs all the time, and you're flipping in trees and crap, you're always using jig, you just don't get bit as much as you used to on that jig. Mainly that's because it's being pressured by a jig. Those fish know what a jig looks like, and every time they see that jig, they're just like, oh, well, that's a jig. It works really good. I'll have him linked down in the description if you want to watch our video we made together. I think that was our top 3 or top 5 favorite baits, but yeah, a crawl really did work wonders for me, and things like the Z crawl, stuff like that. A lot of stuff, it just really played in key when I would use it on a shaky head or I'd throw it on a Texas rig. Mainly shaky head. You can flip that shaky head just the same as you would a jig, Texas rig, anything. My favorite shaky head was going to have to be the what is that brand? Missile baits. I forget what they call it, but it's a really good shaky head. And it really does work good. And the Yum Chrissy crawls, those are really good crawls to throw any kind of color. I have a lot of success off these crawls in particular. And yeah, they always have worked wonders for me. And I know you guys have heard of the Googans. You gotta throw a little bit of Googan baits with some slaunch sauce. That stuff works pretty good. I'm pretty sure my buddy has had a good bit of success. I haven't got any except up till this winter. I got these for Christmas from my good buddy, the one that is going to be linked in the description. He got these for me for Christmas. Good jig trailer. Excellent jig trailer is going to be the Zoom Speed Crawl, Ultra Vibe Speed Crawl. Yep. And my favorite color is going to definitely be Okeechobee Crawl. It really does work wonders. It's got blue on one side, green pumpkin on the other side, so you can throw it on any colored jig, really. In my opinion, I throw it on whatever. And just those little tails you use on the back of a swim jig, it is an absolute killer in the summertime. I'll tell you that right now. And I live in West Virginia, so you guys know that I'm not always getting bit, especially not this time of year. I've caught one bass since October 30th. One bass. And number 5 is going... Dang it, where's my... Number 5 is going to be a fluke if I can find my flukes. Aha, fluke. Okay, so if you guys don't know, a fluke is a really good summertime bait, springtime bait. These do work wonders fishing up shallow. It's if you don't bass fish, you're just going to know this is a soft plastic jerk bait. You throw it out there, give it some little rod twitches, and this thing will kind of like dives up and it goes around, and you can fish it up at the surface like a topwater, and it causes some serious bites. And you get bit a good bit when you fish a fluke. Favorite color is going to maybe be like pearl or anything, or bluegill color like this is Japanese bluegill, I think. Yeah, Japanese bluegill. And the standard size, some people like the junior. My buddy loves throwing the junior in bubblegum. He caught a ton of fish, big fish on it too last year. That's a good technique to try in dirty water, even clear water. And a fluke is a good way to get bit in the summertime when you're not getting bit that much. Throw it in under shade, in the up and under trees and stuff like that. Up in there, it's where my buddy Joseph, he caught a ton of fish using that technique. I mainly fish it around grass, sunken logs, just anything really, and you'll get bit. There you have it, guys. That's my top 5 favorite baits from 2018, and by the end of 2019 I'll definitely be making another one of these videos and putting it up on my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time on Bass Fishing TV.